We don't want escalation and a full-scale war.
Was Australia involved in the bombing of Iran? The federal government has finally said where Australia stands on the attacks.
Iran cannot be allowed to get a nuclear weapon, and we support action to prevent that, and that is what this is.
But they won't say whether we were involved in the strikes.
Was the US military base in Pine Gap used in this operation?
You wouldn't expect me to comment on intelligence matters ever, Carl, but what I would say is the US has made it clear this was a unilateral strike.
This is Pine Gap, an intelligence facility near Alice Springs which analyses signals from weapons systems and monitors military developments. When asked to confirm whether or not Pine Gap was used in the strikes in Iran, the Prime Minister refused to answer.
We are upfront, but we don't talk about intelligence, obviously. But we've made very clear this was unilateral action taken by the United States.
The government's also copped heat over how long it took to clarify its position on the strikes in the first place. First came this carefully worded statement. The Albanese government called for de-escalation, but stopped short of any endorsements. When asked directly whether the government supported the strikes, Defence Minister Richard Marles said this.
Well, I'm articulating the Australian government's position, and that's the only thing I can articulate.
Then Penny Wong said the government supports action to prevent Iran from developing a nuclear weapon.
Australia has been clear, along with the international community, that Iran cannot be allowed to develop a nuclear weapon. We support action to prevent that from occurring, and this is what this is.
Finally, almost 24 hours after the attacks, the Prime Minister clarified Australia's position.
The world has long agreed that Iran cannot be allowed to get a nuclear weapon, and we support action to prevent that, and that is what this is. The US action was directed at specific sites central to Iran's nuclear program.